For decades, people have believed that muscle loss after 60 is a natural, irreversible part of aging, something written in the body's code that no one can escape. They accept the idea that with every passing year, their strength must fade, their energy must dim, and their independence must slowly slip away. Yet deep inside, a quiet resistance stirs, a voice that refuses to believe that weakness is inevitable. Every morning, millions wake up feeling heavier, slower, and more fragile than they did before, wondering when their body stopped listening to them. Their legs feel unsteady, their arms lose tone, and the simple act of standing from a chair begins to feel like a small battle. They try to fight it with willpower alone, but willpower cannot feed muscles that are starving. What if everything they have been told about aging and muscle loss was wrong? What if there is a way to stop this slow decline, not through miracle drugs or extreme exercise, but through food, the most powerful medicine nature ever created? Recent discoveries in nutritional science have shattered old beliefs about aging. Researchers have found that certain natural foods can switch off the mechanisms that cause muscles to waste away, keeping strength, balance, and energy alive long into late years. These foods don't come from laboratories or supplements. They are simple, familiar ingredients that have been sitting in kitchens for generations. The body does not forget how to rebuild itself. It only waits for the right signals to begin again. The truth is that muscle loss is not a symptom of time, but of neglect. Once the body receives what it truly needs, age stops being an enemy and becomes just a number. This revelation is not a theory or a distant hope. It is real, measurable, and within reach. Anyone can reclaim the power they thought was gone. The solution lies not in fighting against the body, but in understanding and nourishing it. The secret to staying strong after 60 is not hidden in some distant research lab. It is in the food we eat, the choices we make, and the knowledge we carry about what truly sustains life. Most people don't know this yet, but soon they will, because strength doesn't vanish with time. It waits to be awakened. With age, the human body begins to change in ways that often feel irreversible. The muscles that once carried weight effortlessly start to shrink, the arms lose firmness, and the legs that once climbed stairs with ease begin to tremble under strain. This condition has a name, sarcopenia, and it affects nearly everyone past 60. It creeps in quietly, sometimes unnoticed, until one day an old pair of jeans hangs loose around the thighs, or a jar that once opened easily feels impossible to twist. The mirror reflects not only age, but loss of control, of vitality, of identity. Many fear it but do not understand it, believing it is simply the natural course of getting older. That belief fuels a quiet despair, convincing millions that weakness is unavoidable. The fear runs deeper than the body's changes. It touches the soul. People begin to question their independence. They worry about falling, about being unable to lift a grandchild, about losing the ability to care for themselves. They start avoiding activities they once loved, not because they lack interest, but because their bodies no longer respond the way they should. This gradual withdrawal becomes a trap, as inactivity only accelerates the loss of muscle. Doctors often tell their patients to accept it as part of aging, to move less, to rest more, unknowingly feeding the cycle of decline. The body, deprived of motion and proper nourishment, adapts to this stillness, slowly erasing its own strength. Sleep becomes lighter, energy wanes, and bones feel fragile. The fear of frailty grows stronger with each passing year. Yet beneath that fear lies a frustration that so little is explained. People are told to eat well or exercise more, vague advice that ignores the body's true needs. They try random diets, protein shakes, and pills promising youth, only to feel disappointed when nothing changes. The truth is, most are fighting the wrong battle. Sarcopenia is not a punishment for aging. It is a signal that the body's communication has been disrupted. Cells no longer receive the nutrients and signals they need to maintain muscle fibers, and the balance between building and breaking down tissue shifts toward loss. The fear of aging, therefore, is not fear of time itself, but fear of losing connection with one's own body. Every tremor, every moment of fatigue becomes a reminder that something deeper is failing. But what most don't know is that this fear can be dismantled. The human body, even at 70 or 80, still holds the blueprint for strength and renewal. It only needs the right conditions to awaken that potential again. When people first begin to notice their muscles weakening, they often respond with habits that only make the situation worse. One of the most common mistakes is reducing physical activity out of fear of overexertion. Many believe that rest will protect their joints and prevent injury, but in reality, prolonged inactivity accelerates muscle loss. The body, when unused, begins to conserve energy by breaking down muscle tissue. What starts as a few skipped walks or lighter chores quickly becomes a pattern that robs the body of its strength. Another mistake is assuming that any food will provide enough energy for recovery. As metabolism slows with age, many eat less, believing they are doing the right thing by avoiding weight gain. But this reduction in calories often leads to protein deficiency, depriving the muscles of the amino acids they need to rebuild. Without adequate protein, even the smallest effort becomes exhausting, and the body's ability to repair itself declines sharply. Some try to compensate by relying on processed protein bars, sugary shakes, or vitamin supplements, hoping for a quick fix. Yet these products are often filled with additives and artificial ingredients that disrupt digestion and create inflammation, which further weakens muscles and joints. Another frequent error is focusing solely on cardiovascular exercise. Walking, cycling, or light jogging might seem like healthy habits, but without strength training or resistance work, these activities do little to preserve muscle mass. The heart benefits, but the muscles continue to shrink. In many cases, individuals underestimate the importance of recovery and hydration. Dehydration subtly drains muscle elasticity, making them more prone to stiffness and cramps. Skipping proper rest and sleep also prevents growth hormones from activating, leaving the muscles unable to restore themselves overnight. There is also the widespread misconception that muscle loss is purely mechanical and not influenced by nutrition or hormones. This belief causes people to ignore the role of specific nutrients such as omega-3 fatty acids, magnesium, and vitamin D, elements essential for muscle repair and energy metabolism. As a result, even well-intentioned efforts fail because the internal balance is neglected. Some people adopt extreme diets, cutting out fats or carbohydrates entirely, believing that leanness equals health. But without balanced nutrition, the body turns to muscle for fuel, accelerating sarcopenia rather than reversing it. Another subtle yet damaging mistake is the reliance on medications. Without addressing lifestyle changes, many prescription drugs, especially those for cholesterol or blood pressure, can interfere with muscle recovery. Yet individuals rarely receive guidance on how to counteract these effects naturally. Emotional stress compounds the issue, raising cortisol levels that erode muscle fibers and block regeneration. People underestimate how much anxiety, loneliness, and lack of purpose can physically weaken them. The combination of poor habits, nutritional imbalance, and emotional neglect creates a perfect storm. These mistakes are rarely made consciously. They are the result of confusion, misinformation, and fear. People think they are protecting their bodies when in fact, they are unknowingly helping sarcopenia gain control. What is needed is not harder work, but smarter choices that rely on the body's natural systems to restore its lost power. The first secret element in stopping sarcopenia and keeping muscles strong lies in understanding the power of high-quality protein. combined with essential amino acids. After the age of 60, the body's natural ability to synthesize muscle proteins declines sharply. What once came easily now requires precision and consistency. Most people consume enough calories, but not the right kind of nutrients. The body needs complete proteins rich in leucine, an amino acid that acts as the switch for muscle growth. Without it, the muscles cannot respond properly to exercise or repair daily wear and tear. Foods such as eggs, fish, lean poultry, and legumes hold the key to reigniting the body's ability to rebuild itself. Unlike processed protein powders, these sources contain bioavailable nutrients that the body can absorb and use efficiently. The morning meal is especially critical. After a long night of fasting, muscles are in a catabolic state, breaking down for energy. A breakfast that includes at least 20 grams of complete protein can immediately shift the body back into an anabolic, muscle-preserving mode. It helps regulate insulin, balance hormones, and support mitochondrial function, which is essential for maintaining endurance and strength. Another important aspect of this element is timing. Consuming protein evenly throughout the day, rather than loading it all in one meal, maximizes synthesis and prevents the loss of lean mass. Small, balanced meals with protein every 4 to 5 hours create a steady environment for growth. It is also vital to combine these proteins with anti-inflammatory foods, olive oil, nuts, green vegetables, and berries to reduce oxidative stress that breaks down muscle tissue. Chronic inflammation silently sabotages muscle recovery, even in those who exercise regularly. Equally important is hydration. Water activates the cellular machinery that transports amino acids into muscle fibers. Without adequate hydration, even the best nutrition loses its effectiveness. Older adults often fail to feel thirst, leading to mild dehydration that blunts protein metabolism. By maintaining hydration and pairing it with proper nutrition, the muscles regain elasticity, responsiveness, and tone. Digestive health also plays a role. The body cannot use nutrients it cannot absorb. Supporting gut health with fermented foods like kefir, yogurt, or sauerkraut increases nutrient absorption and strengthens the immune system, which directly affects recovery. A well-functioning digestive system ensures that every gram of protein is utilized for repair, rather than wasted. Finally, this element involves consistency. The muscles adapt to patterns, not occasional efforts. Regular consumption of quality protein, balanced meals, and proper hydration form the foundation for regaining strength at any age. It is not about restriction, but about nourishment. The body is designed to heal and rebuild itself, but it needs the right fuel to do so. Once this balance is restored, energy levels rise, fatigue diminishes, and every movement feels more stable and confident. The second secret element in maintaining strong muscles and reversing sarcopenia lies in the synergy between specific micronutrients and movement. While protein provides the building blocks, the body needs a proper biochemical environment to use them efficiently. Without essential vitamins and minerals, muscle tissue cannot regenerate or perform optimally. Among these, vitamin D, magnesium, and omega-3 fatty acids stand out as the most powerful allies for aging muscles. Vitamin D acts as the key that unlocks calcium absorption and supports neuromuscular function. Low levels of vitamin D are directly linked to muscle weakness, balance problems, and even a higher risk of falls. Exposure to morning sunlight or supplementing with natural sources such as fatty fish and fortified foods can restore optimal levels and enhance muscle contraction efficiency. Magnesium, often overlooked, plays an equally crucial role. It is responsible for over 300 enzymatic reactions in the body, including those that regulate energy production and muscle relaxation. As people age, Magnesium stores decline due to poor dietary choices and reduced absorption. This deficiency leads to stiffness, cramps, and fatigue. Reintroducing magnesium-rich foods like spinach, almonds, and avocado supports muscle elasticity and reduces inflammation that accelerates breakdown. Together, vitamin D and magnesium create a foundation for efficient muscle metabolism and cellular repair. Another key factor is omega-3 fatty acids, found in fish oil, flaxseed, and walnuts. They help lower inflammation in muscle tissue and enhance the signaling pathways that stimulate muscle protein synthesis. Chronic inflammation caused by processed foods, sugar, and inactivity silently weakens muscles, even in those who appear healthy. By restoring omega-3 balance, the body's natural repair mechanisms awaken, improving endurance and reducing recovery time after exercise. Omega-3 South also protect the heart and joints, ensuring that physical activity can continue without pain or stiffness. However, micronutrients alone are not enough. They must be paired with targeted movement that signals the body to preserve and strengthen its muscle fibers. Gentle resistance training, walking uphill, or body weight exercises performed consistently can trigger powerful hormonal responses that counteract muscle loss. These movements improve insulin sensitivity and blood flow, allowing nutrients to reach the muscles more effectively. Even 10 to 15 minutes a day can transform the way the body uses oxygen and energy, reversing years of slow decline. Hydration again plays a supporting role in this process. The combination of minerals and fluids keeps the body's electrical impulses functioning properly, ensuring smooth communication between nerves and muscles. When this internal environment is balanced, fatigue decreases and strength gradually returns. This element is not about intensity, but about precision, small, intentional steps that nourish the muscles from within, while gently challenging them to grow stronger. Over time, the results compound, restoring flexibility, posture, and vitality. The aging body, once thought to be in decline, becomes resilient again when given these essential tools. When both secret elements are combined, the right nutritional foundation and consistent muscle activation, the transformation becomes profound. The body begins to function as a synchronized system once again. Where nutrients are absorbed efficiently, muscles respond more rapidly, and energy levels rise naturally. Protein fuels regeneration, while vitamin D, magnesium, and omega-3 South create the perfect biochemical environment for that process to occur smoothly. Movement acts as the trigger that tells the body these nutrients are needed, turning food into fuel rather than stored fat. Over time, this harmony reduces the signs of aging that were once accepted as inevitable. Stiff joints loosen, posture improves, and the simple act of standing or walking regains its lightness. The first visible changes often appear within a few weeks. The mirror starts to reflect a firmer, more confident stance, and the small tasks that once caused fatigue become easier. Inside, mitochondria, the energy producers of every cell, begin to function more efficiently, delivering a steady stream of vitality throughout the body. This newfound energy not only strengthens the muscles, but sharpens the mind. Concentration and memory improve, mood stabilizes, and the sense of sluggishness that once defined aging fades away. The skin, once dull, starts to regain elasticity because improved circulation delivers oxygen and nutrients to the surface. The body's metabolic processes accelerate, breaking down toxins and rebuilding tissue with precision. Even the immune system benefits from this internal rebalance, making the person more resilient to illness and daily stress. What seemed like small lifestyle changes gradually form a powerful rhythm of restoration, where the body learns to heal itself instead of breaking down. The emotional effect of this transformation is equally powerful. many rediscover a sense of control over their own aging process, realizing that decline is not destiny, but a reflection of neglect that can be reversed with consistency. The combination of proper nutrition and mindful movement rewires the body's responses at a cellular level, replacing weakness with strength and fatigue with endurance. With each passing week, debility improves, muscle tone becomes more visible, and balance returns to both the body and the mind. This process doesn't demand perfection or extreme effort, only awareness and persistence. The results compound, quietly yet unmistakably, turning every meal and every step into an act of renewal. Over time, the synergy between nourishment and movement creates not just physical strength, but a deeper sense of confidence and purpose. The aging body no longer feels like a burden but a capable vessel, capable of vitality at any stage of life. As the realization settles in that strength and vitality are not lost to age, but reclaimed through intention, a quiet determination begins to form. The path forward is simple yet powerful. Begin today. Every meal and every movement becomes an opportunity to rebuild, to restore the body's balance and energy. The choice to nourish muscles with whole proteins, vibrant vegetables, and healthy fats is no longer a burden, but a gift to the self. The decision to move, to stretch, to walk, to lift, to breathe deeply is an act of renewal that reinforces the connection between body and mind. The process does not demand perfection, only consistency, because even the smallest steps create momentum. This is the moment to take control, to replace hesitation with action. Waiting for the perfect time only allows decline to continue its quiet work, while action interrupts it immediately. The body has been waiting for movement, for care, for the signal to regenerate. With every day that begins with mindful choices, the body listens and responds. It remembers strength, it remembers balance, and it remembers how to thrive. There is no need for complex programs or empty promises, only the steady rhythm of eating real food, moving with purpose, and resting with respect for recovery. The transformation does not arrive overnight, but it begins the moment a choice is made. In that decision, energy shifts. Muscles that once felt weak begin to awaken, and the sluggishness that once defined mornings fades into clarity. The mind grows sharper as blood flows freely, delivering oxygen and nutrients where they are needed most. The fear of aging begins to dissolve, replaced by a growing sense of empowerment. Each day becomes proof that vitality is built, not given. Now is the time to commit, not for appearance, but for longevity, independence, and self-respect. The years ahead do not have to be defined by loss, but by resilience. Each choice reinforces that message: the glass of water instead of the soda, the handful of nuts instead of processed snacks, the walk instead of the couch. Small decisions accumulate into lasting change. The body, once neglected, begins to thank its owner with renewed strength, clearer thought, and lighter movement. Age ceases to be a limitation and becomes a witness to discipline, awareness, and growth. The call is not to chase youth, but to master the present moment, to live each day as evidence that health, once restored, can be sustained.